What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning back in. Today's video is going to be an update on the Nova build because that's something that's been off the channel for quite a little bit of time now due to everything we're doing with the Eclipse. But don't worry, guys, we're still going to get this thing finished up. We got all the parts to get it done. It's just a matter of finishing up a few things that kind of set us back. So today's video is going to pretty much be an update of everything that's been going on behind the scenes because we have done a lot of work so far on the Nova, but we had a little bit of a setback with the last little bit of trunk panel that we had to remove, so it basically was just being really difficult because of all the little cuts and stuff we had to make to get into that small area. So we're going to get you caught up with everything so far, so stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in. Today we are going to be back on the Nova, and in the last video you saw us remove the whole old rusty trunk pan, and today we're going to finish cleaning it up because we did make the final decision to go ahead and replace the entire floor plan versus splicing it in, just because we think it would be easier and it just will make everything look nice and new. So we're going to clean this up and then get the new one test fitted in. So far we've gotten this side all cleaned up here. As you can see, there was spot welds. We're mainly trying to get rid of the rest of this trunk pan that loops down in front of this. These are going to get replaced as well because they're so rusty and they attach to that lower quarter, and I just don't think I'll be able to save them after we detach the outside quarter. So those are going to get replaced, and they're not expensive. They're only like 50 bucks. So now we're going to probably hop on this side, get the rest of that off of there, and then we'll work on getting the rest of that out there so that way we can get the new one in its place. So honestly, I think for this side, since there's so much rust here, I'm just going to trim underneath where the lip is going to be. That way when we put the new one in here, there's enough room for it to sit in here and not cause any issues. Alright, so now this side is out. We cut a little bit here because there was just a bunch of rust and there's no point trying to break off what was left. But we were able to get what was left here out. And now we just got to get the rest of this out and then slowly start working our way back. This actually goes down underneath this frame rail here, and then it's this seam here with this bracket as well. So that's going to be a little more difficult, but that is the game plan, is to get the rest of that out so we can just put the full pan in versus trying to cut and split. So now that those are done, let's hop in the rear here and see if we can't get the rest of this out. Alright, guys, so it is the next day here, and yesterday we kind of wrapped things up early because I went ahead and called SS396 because it was the 1st of March, and we were supposed to be getting those frame rails in that first week, so I was just trying to double check to see if that was actually going to happen, and unfortunately it is not happening. So I went ahead and made a post on Facebook and was actually able to find somebody local who had frame rails for this car, and actually ended up getting half of a car here. But these frame rails here are in beautiful condition other than the paint. But underneath the paint, like, they're all pretty solid, no rust on them. And on top of that, we also got this lower tie bar panel, whatever, for the bumper that you can't even buy. So I'm really happy about that. So this basically is going to allow us to get this whole rear end put back together, probably in this video, because I have Nick and Alex coming over on Saturday to help me tackle tacking in most of this sheet metal. So today's goal is going to be to cut the frame rails and get the rest of that trunk pan out so that way we can get the new one mocked up in there, and then we'll kind of go ahead and wait for Nick and Alex on Saturday at that point, because I'm going to have Nick take a look at the frame rails, see if we can splice into them. If they're too rusted, then we'll just go ahead and swap the whole thing. But enough talking now, let's go ahead, get in here and get the rest of this trunk pan out. Alrighty, so now that you're up to date with everything that's been going on to the Nova, we're basically almost there. I did a little bit more work since the last clip you guys saw. There's not much left over here on this side, and this side still got a decent chunk left, but not too much. And it's seeming to be a lot easier if I start. I think I have like a good method down to get the rest of that out, so I'm not too worried about that. Basically, plan to be seeing this more on the channel now because the Eclipse is basically done for the most part, besides a few things that we might have an episode or two here on. But as far as this goes, we're trying to get this back into a roller now that we have everything to get this done. And it's getting warmer outside, so it's a lot easier to work now without having to freeze our butts off out here. So if you guys liked today's video, please give me that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Help us out, help make the channel bigger and better every day. But for now, guys, I'll see you in the next one.